We'll put the formula up here on the screen, but what you see is blanched almond butter. So the blanching is kind of pre-digesting in a way, in my opinion, makes it easier to digest. And that's mainly to hold the bar together. Then we have a protein blend with some whey protein, just like in traditional elemental heel. And then instead of maltodextrin as a carb source, we have glucose syrup and maple syrup. And you may recognize maple syrup from the Master's Cleanse, which is one of the modified fasting options we use in the clinic and I wrote about in Healthy Gut, Healthy You. Now, this is where some people may say, well, won't that spike your blood sugar? Now, if you just drank glucose syrup or maple syrup alone, probably. But with the protein and along with the MCT oil, that's going to prevent that blood sugar spike. And this is where, Hannah, you come in with your experience. So let's pivot over to, because, as a type 1 diabetic and someone who monitors their blood sugar closely, you really are quite attentive to your blood glucose.
Yeah. And so the big thing for me with bars is understanding how quickly I will digest and absorb those, because that allows me to make decisions based on my insulin timing. So when I tried these bars, I was wearing a continuous glucose monitor for kind of both of my trials. And it was nice to be able to watch the graph in real time to see what happened. And traditionally, my hang up with bars, especially bars with whey protein, is I find that they do cause quite a big spike. And a lot of that kind of pre-digested protein with things like glucose or different syrups in it can just be digested quite quickly. And you can see that kind of big spike up on the graph. But what happened with these was actually quite different. And I wasn't expecting it, honestly. So it was a nice, exciting kind of surprise, was that it was a much slower kind of natural spike that I was able to use to kind of continue to balance things out. And I really think that's because of the combination of the healthy fats that you included, is that it slows down that digestion time. Typically, I don't do great with whey. And generally, that's just been harder for blood glucose management. But with these, again, that was not a problem. And I like the combination of the maple syrup and the glucose syrup, because the maple syrup has a lower glycemic index. And so it really did not only kind of have me on this nice glucose slope that was predictable and manageable, but they kept me full for a while. And I think that's a big thing too, Michael, is a lot of bars that are on the market that are kind of a healthier origin just don't have that many calories. And so you eat them and then, it's like an hour later, you're starving again and you need to kind of go again. And so what I loved about these was it was great for managing my blood glucose and it kept me full for a while. So I didn't have to try to find something else to eat and then go through the whole process again.
I mean, it's such a great point about the maple syrup being lower glycemic index. And I'm going to toggle back and forth between our bar. So 310 calories, because these are meant to be a pseudo meal replacement. You could also do it as a midday snack. That's kind of like late morning. I'll do it as a snack, or maybe something post-workout, or really whenever. Especially if you're using elemental heel and you're wanting something that's going to be a different mouthfeel. This could be like, oh, I can actually chew on something and give you that sort of change up. But I'll overlay our bar, 310 calories. A good bar from a good company on the market, 130 calories. But look at this. The first ingredient, or the second ingredient, allulose, then erythritol. This is why, candidly, one of the other doctors back when I was in California and we were in the same office, he called many of the healthy bars diarrhea bars, right? Because, and it's no wonder, right? I mean, look at all the prebiotic sweetener in there. So you're not getting calories from it. So that's going to impact satiation, and that's going to be a strong prebiotic effect. So if you are someone who doesn't do well, high fiber, high prebiotic, it's going to upset your stomach. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with our audience again, because new product. And I want to make sure you guys know that a ton of thought and care went into making this. And it was really kind of selfish in the sense that I wanted a bar that would taste good and I could eat more than one of, especially given being busy.